everyone, and welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're going to be looking through a roll of circulated flying-eagle cents. I've had these in my collection for a while, so I'm going to go through them one by one, and these ones at the end, probably I won't get to it till tomorrow, but I'm going to put these ones up for sale on eBay. Just been going through the collection here. Hello Logan, welcome. How are you doing tonight? Welcome. And so I think these ones came from the first book that I put together. And so I'm not sure if these are going to be a little bit above average or a little bit below. I feel like when I started collecting, a lot of them were a bit nicer. I feel like after I was collecting them, trying to collect them all, I became a little bit less picky. But we'll see kind of where they stand. You know, this one almost looks like doesn't have a full planchet. But I'm guessing it was probably just worn down. No phrases today? That's okay. I don't think anybody else has gotten any. I didn't check right before I came on the stream here. But it looked like a couple people were looking in the middle of the night, but it doesn't look like anybody. Oh, no, somebody was looking from 8 to 9. I can tell usually because there's like a huge spike. But it's been a pretty good night here. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. So it looks like these are probably, my guess, they're going to be kind of like fair to AG to possibly a few good. This one looks like there's none of the above. It looks like it has quite a bit of corrosion going on it. Maybe a metal detecting score. Doesn't leave much detail on them to check out. This one looks like it's got quite a bit of detail, but it also has a pretty nice sized scratch going through it. But I mean, these are like 162 years old, or hold on, maybe my math is wrong. Or no, 162 years old. I was thinking we were back in 2000. It was funny today, I was Googling the Time Traveler's Coin Exchange, and I came across Time Traveler's Currency Exchange on Amazon. I thought it was kind of curious. It looks like I think I started my channel here about 4 months before they did on Amazon. Small world. But I thought that was really interesting. Nice. Metal detecting is fun. The last time I went metal detecting here in my yard, I didn't find anything, valuable, except for while I was digging, I started to find like agates and tiger's eye, and just like all of these different stones that somebody must have collected. They were all smoothed and beautiful. It looked like some of them had been tumbled, some of them had been like maybe some lapidary work had been done on them. But instead of finding, I found like some huge chunks of metal and they went in the recycling, but they weren't. It looked like a piece of safe that had been or a safe that had been exploded. It was all like blown to pieces. But as I was digging it out, I just kept finding stone after stone after stone, and now every time it rains there, I keep finding more cool stones. Nice. Time Traveler's Antiques, that's cool. That's probably been around longer than me. I feel like time travel has become cool in the last decade. Or maybe it always was cool. And the funny thing about the Time Traveler's, the Time Traveler Currency Exchange, was they had like for the name of their store or whatever, I have like a thing like never travel through time without the right money or right coins for the right time period, and they basically had the exact same sentence under theirs, but it was like paraphrased. It was like super curious. I don't know whether to be like flattered or whatnot. But it looks like they wrote an ebook, and it looks like it was published about 4 months after I opened my store. And it's funny because I actually wrote kind of like a, like, or I was like, I like did out like a timeline and stuff for a story that I was gonna write, which was basically, I think, I haven't read theirs yet, but I think it was pretty much the same topic. Um, so I thought it was interesting. Super small world. And I've been watching things, TV shows and movies and stuff to do with time traveling and stuff, and so, there's probably some similarities in the things that I've absorbed, and these things that are popping up. Sometimes when things are written or made into stories or movies, they become reality. People are like, yeah, why can't we do that? Let's do that. One thing I kind of like think about is like, like a replicator from Star Trek. While we don't have a replicator per se, like we can resequence proteins and like turn them into different foods. We can, you take a 3D printer and we can basically like 3D print objects and make different things out of it. Who knows? Maybe it kind of works like a replicator does. They've got holodecks in Star Trek. Like we have like augmented reality. We've got like kind of home theater rooms. Not quite the same thing. This one almost looks a little bit different. I always forget how different the proofs look. And sometimes like I look at a flying eagle, I'm like, this one looks a little different. And it makes me want to think that it's a proof. But for this one, I think it's just the way that underneath the eagle there, just that damage there, I think it really just throws off the coin and the way it's highlighted. But like, I remember the first time I saw a proof, I was like, oh, that's a fake flying eagle set. I was like, interesting. But no, it was a proof. Here we've got a 1858. It's always interesting when there's like the little dots and stuff. It always like, I want to imagine that it is like another, like a digit or something. It's like the no date ones, like whenever there's like a little thing on them. Did you find anything cool, Logan, when you went metal detecting? Like, I really need to take my metal detector to the ocean because there's like a bunch of old shipwrecks where apparently gold still washes up on the shore here. But honestly, my metal detector was made more for fresh water. I have like, I think it's like a Garrett AT Pro or a Gold Pro. And I think that it's supposed to be more for, it was like, really good for gold nuggets because I got it for my gold claim, but I let my gold claim go because it was really far away and it cost a lot of money, and I'd almost get heat stroke every time I'd go out there and try to work it by myself, and just too much for one person. And it seemed like it was like kicking up stuff that would go downstream, and I wasn't trying to poison all the people downstream with all the heavy metals that are left in the sediment these days. It's like the schools and stuff get all their drinking water like from the river. It's like, I wish if I was to do stuff like the underwater dredging, which is not allowed in California anymore, but it seemed like it would have been really cool to do. Like basically all the easy stuff, it's been got. I mean, on my claim I'd get gold every single pan, every pan but the first pan. There was gold, but it was just, I would have needed to like set up like a huge thing, like way bigger than a sluice box, to be able to really make it worth it, to actually be able to make a profit off of it. And it would cause an incredible amount of environmental damage. But like underneath the water and all the places that like haven't been easy to get to, like underneath all the boulders, like using like a suction dredge, it would have made so much money. but it's also super, super dangerous. Like the current is like super crazy out there. And, but it would have been a lot of fun. It'd be really cool to get a good crew of people. It's also like tons of rattlesnakes up where I was. Well, 27 cents isn't a bad day. That means you found a lot of stuff. I mean, I probably found like $20-$30 worth of metal when I did it. Like I was just like pulling up like huge pieces of steel. Just a lot of metal. Like I have a whole pile of metal behind my house now from stuff that I dug up. I don't know if it's worth anything. I found a lot of copper wire. It looks like the telephone company or the power, whoever does the power poles, just looks like someone played a tic-tac-toe game up above the eagle's head there between the wing. But yeah, like just like maybe like 200 feet of like thick gauge copper wire. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's copper because it has like a kind of a greenness to it, but like that's like it was probably like 30-40 pounds of copper. It was like pretty heavy, and I found out like a couple of them, just like a lot of copper. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna save the copper and maybe let the rest go in the recycling. Well, it's interesting when you're like depending on what the oldest coin, you kind of helps you gauge. You know, if you're finding like it's like if you ever find a really old one when you're doing, it's like then it's like anything pretty much is fair game from that date. Like, kind of gives you an idea. Like there was like an old church near where I live that I tried to put a bid on the property, and it was just like had a huge landscaped yard in front of the church, and there was like school classrooms built like around it, and then there was this old outbuilding that was like the kitchen, but the whole outbuilding was like built out of like a ship, and like it was basically like salvaged like ship innards, and so like all the walls were just like lined with like solid wood shelves, and like basically the entire shed was made out of a ship, or it wasn't a shed, it was like a house basically. It was a kitchen, but it was where the caretaker lived, and the caretaker was responsible for making food. But it was like a really, really cool old building, but I tried to buy the property, but I gave them full value asking price, and they didn't accept my thing. I have no idea why to this day. I think it's like I think the church is a grow house now, but I wanted to metal detect that. I wanted to buy that church just to metal detect it, because like that was the church when like back in the gold rush, that was the church that people that was the church that was around. And so I thought it would just be a place where lots of people would have congregated back then. And if all the gold was coming from here to San Francisco, you know, basically people either took the I-5 or they took the port here. But I know I've been clearing my property so that I can metal detect the whole thing. It's just, you know, it's taken like a year of like stripping ivy and pulling ivy and like clearing brambles, but I'm hoping that I'm gonna find like, you know, someone's stash eventually. Yeah, I mean the only reason I kept the wire is because there was just like, you know, copper, you can melt it down and it's awesome. Like, you know, there'd probably be a little bit of like impurities, some slag just from the corrosion, but I think you just like mix a little borax or something in with it. I need to get a foundry. Like I've got like a shed, and the shed is basically done, so I want to set up a foundry in it and start melting metal. Worst case scenario, the shed burns down and I get to build a new shed. But I'd really like to set up a foundry. Like I went to school for bronze work, and here I am, and I am not pouring any bronze every day. It's like, what's the point of getting a fine art degree and learning how to cast bronze if I'm not going to do it? But I guess I'm still working with bronze. I'm, I'm just, you know, making videos about coins, and I am buying and selling coins, mainly bronze and copper, on eBay. So it's an interesting world. The education was fun. It'd be fun to go back and take some classes at the school I went to. It's kind of fascinating. Like, I was like, oh, I'd almost have enough time here again. And then this pandemic thing happened, and I don't think there's any classes going on, like, in class. So even, you know, it's summer now, but if I wanted to take classes in the fall, I don't even think they're having, like, in-person classes anymore. So I wouldn't even be able to go. It's just a funny world. It's like I know so many people in this world had, like, plans. It's like, I don't know, like, when I heard about this virus, like, first, I could tell it was something different, but still, I didn't truly think, even though when things got bad, I knew that things needed to close down. I didn't actually think we'd get to this point. You know, I wouldn't have told anybody 6 months ago that this would have been what's going on right now. That is for sure. It's like I was worrying about just how the summer was going to affect everything and what I was going to do with the summer. And instead, this all happened, and I was like, what am I going to do with the spring? But on the good side, I have adjusted. I've learned how to burn the candle on both ends so that I can do everything and be here and stream at the same time. So that's been cool. You know, what's not killing us is making us stronger, hopefully. Seems like most of these, you know, it's like I know that you can find finer examples of these, but I feel like a lot of these earlier ones I got, you know, they're not just horribly, horribly damaged. And you might say, oh, a bunch of these are horribly damaged. But no, they get a lot worse. You know, people try to cut them in half. They'll have huge holes in them. They'll be bent. So this one says double die reverse. We will see what that means. I'm guessing that means that there's like a little doubling on the ribbon on the reverse. I'm just looking at the front. You know, I really didn't know. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. I can zoom in towards the end. I don't know. I've definitely seen these sold as double dies. If you look at the ribbon, like, I'm pretty sure even at this focal length, you can see that, like, right here, there's like kind of doubling. I don't think it's technically a double die. I think there's some doubling over here too. I think that it's more kind of like machine damage, or just like ended up getting struck twice. Nice. Yeah, for my last birthday, I got all coin books. It was the first birthday in a while that I was like, if anyone's going to get me anything, I want coin books. And a bunch of people recommended books. Mr. Ken Peavy was very helpful and recommended a bunch of books. So I have to thank him again, because I'm not able to thank him again in person. But he was really cool. I'm glad I got to meet him here on YouTube. He was really friendly and a really nice guy. It's really too bad we've lost him. I hope he's in coin heaven, wheat penny heaven. I hope he's out there, swimming through a huge vault of coins like Scrooge McDuck. Now, like, Tyler telling me that he had there was a silver round with a Scrooge McDuck on it. That totally makes me want a Scrooge McDuck silver round. I'm gonna have to check it out. I hope you get some cool coins for your birthday, Logan. Like, it was always hard because people knew that I liked coins, and they'd be like, "Oh, can I get you a coin for your birthday?" I'd be like, "Well, I really do like coins, but I sell all my coins," and so it's like I feel bad if someone's gonna take time to buy me a coin for my birthday. It's like I want to keep it, and then there's just this thing of like, and then it's like if they like pay too much for it, then I feel bad. I'm like, oh, I could have gotten a nicer coin than this for half the price. But it's like, you can't think that way. It's a gift. And so I'm like, don't get me coins for my birthday. Do you have any ideas of what you want for your birthday? What kind of coins? You're like a flying eagle. There is a really nice Flying Eagle. I thought it was at a good price. I think it's probably close to, I think it was an AU 53 for $205. Um, it's a little bit pricey, but as far as like, I feel like the extra fines used to go for almost 200, and the AUs used to go for like 225. I don't know. It's harder to get the nicer ones. Like, the highest one I've ever had is a MS62. I see a MS63 up for like $800 right now. That one's a really, really nice one. I had somebody buy a coin for $350 last night off my eBay store, and then and they didn't pay for it, and today they're like, "Oh, I thought it was a different coin. I'm sorry." I'm like, I know. Here you go. Here, like, cancel them. Actually, I don't think they've canceled the order. It's like a thing that people do is they like buy a coin, then they ask to cancel it, and then they never hit the cancel button that eBay sends back. And it's like, it's not, they have like 1,000 feedback, so I'm sure they've canceled an order before. It always makes me, I'm like, people are silly. This one has been smashed. Looks like this eagle got a hammer. Looks like a strike here and a strike there. It looks rather flat as well. Well, I guess that's probably what a hammer would do. But it looks like I have one more roll of these Flying Eagle cents flipped up. I did find a whole nother big stack of them. And so I can try to make some more rolls out of them. And I'm sure I must have some raw ones too somewhere. But I was surprised. I guess I sold more of them. I used to have like over 5,000 in my books, I think, because I finally got to make my bank bag of 5,000 coins. $50 worth of Flying Eagle cents. But I was selling them for a while, so that was like, for a while I was mainly just trying to buy every single Flying Eagle cent. It was a lot of fun. Let me check actually. eBay seemed like it was pretty crazy today again. Somebody asking me if I can post a clearer photo of the coin. I'm suggesting they watch the video. That's one thing I don't understand as well. Like, I make videos of all my coins that I sell on eBay, and people ask for another photo, and I'm like, how did you watch the video I made? And they'll be like, no. And I'm like, why not watch the video? And then you can see the coin from 100 different angles. Like, I seriously, I don't understand. Like, I take the time to make videos of all the different coins. I don't know if maybe in some browsers, like, eBay doesn't show the videos of the coins. But it's like, I feel like people don't actually read the description of the coins. It's kind of interesting. This one's got a little environmental damage, but it's got some nice detail left. It's got some scratches on it. But it seems like, it feels like just some awesome coins have been like popping up on eBay. I don't know if people are just getting nervous and selling off some collections, but I'm seeing some really nice, like, it looks like just like full collections, like full graded collections, like registry set quality, like really registry set quality, and just like, you know, it'll go all the way from 1909 up. So there's been some really decent coins for sale on eBay. It's been amazing. But like, I've definitely, like, for a while there, like the total number of coins on eBay was just going up, 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 or I'm sorry, was going down, down, down. And like pretty much this last week, since I think like the 30th or something, it seems like the numbers have slowly been ticking up. So I think PCGS reopening, I think that's really, really helped. That one almost looked like it had a planchet flaw, that kind of deep part. Yeah, there's definitely some better looking coins. I mean, this might be totally busted on the reverse. Unless this one's been cleaned here, this one almost, or it has a bad back, it almost looks gradable here on the front. Yep, a fairly decent coin. I mean, like, it might only be like, you know, good or something like that, but this one looks gradable to me. I don't know, the front looks better than good, but then just the way that the reverse, it, like it's kind of like faded the one. It's just interesting because like everything else is like got pretty good details. I mean, could have way more. This roll here, these ones are going up as a roll that, like, at the end of tonight's stream, this video is going up for an auction. I will have some loose ones for sale in the future, but these ones were all being sold as a bulk. I believe they were going up as a buy it now. Like, sometimes when I do the streams, like the whole purpose of the stream, other than to get to show you guys the coins, is to make the video. And so it's like I can't take one out of it, because otherwise I would have to make another video for it. But hello, Model Steam, Locomotive, Fords, and hello, Nathan the Random. Hello, hello. But yeah, and I will have, or there is one Flying Eagle cent left in one of the giveaway, in one of the scavenger hunts. And then I do have more single ones that I'm going to do for scavenger hunts too. But I used to sell these by the single. I used to sell these by themselves on eBay. But it just became worth my while to just sell them in bulk lots, because I bought so many of them. It's like I used to have like 5,000 of these like listed individually. And so I'm just, for the most part, I am just trying to like move these in bulk. and then I'm gonna buy some more certified coins. It's a lot easier for me to sell like one or two coins for a higher price, and it's easier for me to when it's easier, these all have like serial numbers and stuff on them that I made, but when I'm able to put them in a registry set, it's just easy to keep track of my collection. But yeah, this one here, most of these coins are in really good condition compared to a lot of the ones that I have. I was trying to buy like okay examples, like not like top grade, just because they get expensive fast. And just with so many, things like cleaning and different kind of damages you can't see, I didn't want to spend a lot for them. I was also hoping to find, like, if I just bought all the bulk lots, I was hoping to find like an 1856 or a proof coin. That definitely would have been cool. I bought over 5,000 of them. Never happened. But I think they only made like 6,000 or something. 1856 is like the chances of like finding one was not in my favor. I found like probably like 100 coins that you can't tell if it's an 1856 or 1858. But I believe the reverse of the 1856 was different than the 1857 and 58. Like just a little bit different. And so like even when you can't tell the date, you can check the reverse. And so I may have the other auction or the other listing of 50 of these up tomorrow night. I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing for tomorrow night's stream yet, but there is a lot of options. And I've kind of enjoyed kind of like switching things up. I did do the cello rolls there for about a week. I'd be happy to get back to the coin vault has opened. And then I have like probably 1,000 rolls of coins that were, it's basically the coin vault has opened, but I just haven't gotten to flipping them. And so I don't know if I'm gonna flip them, or like one thing I was thinking about is just doing each roll, making a video out of it, kind of like I'm doing now. And then, people can watch and see what's inside the roll. And then the next day, since I usually do these late at night, the next day just posting the entire roll up on eBay for like 99 cents. And, if anyone sees anything in the roll that they like, they can bid on the auction and maybe get it for 99 cents. But just a way to like kind of move everything. Because otherwise, I would like put them up for sale, like unknown what they are. But I know that some of the rolls are like, 1909 VDB is like a solid roll of like AU/MS. So like, I know some of the rolls are really, really nice coins inside of them. I just don't know what is what. And so I thought, so it's like, I don't know if I should spend a lifetime like, organizing them and figuring out what they all are, or just, I could, if I have 1,000 more rolls, that would be like 3 years worth of making videos if I do one a night. Just a lot of possibilities. And then I've been having people, Super Silverman was asking, if I have like, 50 all of one graded coin, like let's say I have probably like 100 1960 memorial cents that are graded by PCGS. If I just do like a video of zooming in on each of them, looking for different varieties, and we just go through a bunch of really nice high grade coins looking for varieties, kind of coin roll hunting, but in like, professionally graded slabs. Because then if, we do find a variety in a slab, we know what the grade is, and we know exactly what it's worth. It's like, when you find a nice variety in a roll, it'll be worth money, but when you find like a high grade one, it's worth a lot of money sometimes. I'd say probably, I know I have some. I found a cool, I put one up a 1954 S today, MS66, and it had like a lamination peeled like right at the date where it was like peeled back from the coin and then like bent over. And it almost looked like damage at first look, but you know, it was graded by PCGS and it was like huge on the front of the coin. So it's like, I don't feel like they missed it when they were grading. I feel like they checked it out and were like, oh, that's a lamination error, but we're not going to grade it a lamination error, or we're not going to attribute it, even though it's like smack in the middle of the coin. But we won't, you know, that's not going to ding, you know, that's not going to take away from the grade. We'll still give it a MS66. This one is really, really, really dark. Can't tell, it almost seems like it's raised down here. Here's some damage I can't see. Yeah, I guess there's some sort of damage here on the side, which is the other side of the coin, but there's some kind of damage going on with it. Looks like it has some environmental damage as well. Hey, Coin Collecting with Tyler, welcome. We're just looking through some more Flying Eagle cents here. Looks like this one, I'm gonna guess, is some Scotch tape. Looks like it is pretty much stuck at. Oh yeah, Tyler, that's not Logan. That's a doppelganger. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I don't know, I don't see many coin streams where there's like unhappy people. That's one of the things I've liked about most of the streams here on YouTube, is that like everybody is really, really chill. It's like, I've kind of like come to like count on the fact that like people are just good natured in the coin community. It makes it a lot nicer. Well, I hope your night's going. It looks like Logan is in a funny mood, or that's not Logan is in a funny mood tonight. So hopefully he will, hopefully that's not Logan will cheer you up, Tyler. But don't, yeah, the best thing to do with the trolls is just leave them alone. Like, it's like, I mean, they're like a mythological monster. You know, they're not people. You can't reason with them. You can't ration. They're like energy vampires, basically. Like, they feed off of the attention that you give. And so if you pay attention to them, they grow stronger and they get more vicious. If you try to beat them, not a fun game. Like, it's like trying to reason with a wood chipper or something. I don't know. Just don't mess with them. But the thing is, you just don't pay any attention, don't give any energy, and they go away. It can be hard. But yeah, best advice I can give is just don't pay any attention. It's like, it usually has something to do with the way they were treated while they were growing up. And it's like, you know, for whatever reason they were treated badly, or they were just never taught basic life skills. And so they, you know, they grew up, but they never grew up. So just let them be. Like, you know, if you don't give them any attention, they go to where they get attention. And so if you don't give them attention, they go somewhere else. And sometimes, I don't know, more advice is, be independent of other people's good opinions sometimes. Sometimes people mean well, but it doesn't mean that they're right. Like, know yourself. Don't let other people under your skin. And be the best you can be. Not everybody plays fair, not everybody plays nice. Just, don't give those people your attention either. Oh yes, so some trolls are kids, and they can be dangerous. I used to stream video games on Twitch, and yes, I 100% agree. Some trolls are kids. I was like, why does it feel like I'm in junior high again? Like, when I'm on, like, playing video games, like, and it's like, why do I feel like I'm in high school? But, and then it's like, wait, I'm getting mad at kids. I'm like, wait, who needs a reality check here? They're kids. They're not grown-ups. They're dealing with, like, hormone imbalances. They're growing with, like, their, like, hands are bigger than their heads. Like, being a kid is hard. So it's like, definitely. I mean, it's like life lesson. You can't fight with kids. Like, it's they're learning, and you got to be a grown up sometimes. Even when you're not a grown up, sometimes if you're older, you got to be the older one. At the same time, like, some of the kids playing video games, they're dangerous. Like, somebody gave them some hacker tools, they're dangerous. Like, I've definitely seen some things. Yes, I've definitely seen some things. So we'll zoom in on a couple of those coins that seem kind of interesting. I hope that whatever you do tonight, Tyler, that it's more chill than that stream you were at. It's no fun. Let's see, I'll turn the light on here. I think is there a thing on the reverse of this one too? Or was it on the reverse? Thought it was on the front. Just wanted to see if this was a lamination. It's really kind of hard to say. Kind of want to say it's a lamination error, but there is a lot of other damage going on. Like, this one kind of has some doubling on it too. Sometimes I think it's just like the details. This is not the one that said double die, I don't think. No. So we'll compare this to the one that says double die reverse. Sometimes I feel like it's the higher devices, and it's like, look, this thing, it's like all the wheat ears or all the, like, leaves and stuff, everything, the bow is doubled. Let's see if any of the top of the bow is doubled up there. This is funny because, like, I zoomed in for this. Can we go in another level here too? Let's see how close we can get. I mean, it definitely looks like doubled. Let's check out the front and see if there's any. I shouldn't have to focus it this many times, but I will. It's a nice C. Looks like an O. Yeah, it's interesting, like, depending on where I go on the coin, I'm having to, like, significantly. Looks like the 5 and the 8 have a little bit. What's that? Okay, it's a scratch, I think. I was like, wow, that's a crazy one. check out the bird. Let's try to check out the bird. Alright, so I want to see if this one is like the same die. Is this eagle's head so faded I can't, oh there it is. Yeah, it's pretty faded. Let's just check out the reverse on the bottom. Wow, the other one is like so much easier to... Yeah, that other one was so much easier to pick up the detail. This one's corroded, I guess. It's fascinating the one little spot that we were actually able to get any detail. Here, wait, I'll zoom out a layer because sometimes it's like you just zoom in on some of these more worn coins. It's like so flat. It's like you can see the doubling. The interesting thing is like it's so worn yet that doubling is still there. Looks like the top right ribbon has some doubling on it on the inside instead of the top. So I don't actually know if, like, I definitely like would always see these listed as double dies. I don't think that they are technically double dies. I feel like it's more kind of like machine damage. But I always thought they were cool. Definitely after I bought the extra fine DDO that I have, I can't remember. Here, wait, maybe I can look on my registry if I'm on the right page. I think it was yeah, I got the 1857 DDO FS 105 Snow 3. That one was cool. If you guys haven't seen the video I made of that coin, it was awesome. Like really, really, really awesome. I thought it was like the old coin that I used to have up above me here before I started putting videos on. But it was much cooler. It had like 3 eyeballs. Really, really fun. But so this was the last coin here. How was this? It's just interesting, like, so the 8 and the 5. Okay, wait, no, that was the first one. Is that the same 5? Like, the 5 looks... Yeah, it is, okay. I think I was thinking of a large cent with, like, the fancy 5. But, so this was the last coin for the video tonight. Let me get this light off for you guys. Get focused in. So I'll be having another stream, a bonus stream, I believe, tomorrow night. I haven't quite figured it out, but as soon as I do, I will let you guys know what it's going to be. If you guys have any requests, send me a message or leave a comment. And I think I have 3 giveaways still for PayPal payments. I think there's 2 $10 and a $5 prize, and I think there's 4 coin prizes left. 1, 2, 3. I see 3 in front of me. I think there's a 4th. I'll have to check out what that is. There's at least 6 prizes. I think there's 7, and I think that I'm going to be putting up a 4th giveaway, another PayPal prize, very, very soon here. So if you guys haven't checked out my GAW playlists, check them out. There's just phrases while you watch the videos. If you hear the phrase, you win a prize. Logan won the 3 PCGS coins the other night, and we've had another winner as well. And or I guess we had two other, because I had another scavenger hunt going, and the first person, he won the first three scavenger hunts in a row. So I switched things up because Mr. Wilder was getting every single one super quick. But I hope I hope the trolls leave you alone, Tyler. I wish you all a good night. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the near future.